Hey guys, it's Alan here again. Welcome back. So today I'm going to do a little something a little different. So if you see my first video that I used to introduce this channel, I said I'm not going to do any recipe videos for my bartending channel, and the reason why I'm not going to do it is because there's like a lot already out there, and YouTube doesn't need another one. So I want to do something different. This is not really a how-to video. I would say this is more like a how-to-not video. So just as there are a lot of good videos on YouTube for cocktails, there's a few that are not so great. So yeah, let's see what this one is about. Okay, so this one was sent from me by a friend. It's with Jon Taffer of Bar Rescue, and he's supposedly supposed to teach the audience on how to make a Manhattan or something. So yeah, let's see what's up.
100 episodes of Bar Rescue, yeah.
100 episodes.
Wow, that's a milestone, baby.
Very mellow day at Bar Rescue.
Oh my gosh, you get very animated.
So there's 208 episodes. Wow, that's a lot.
You passionate about this because you go in there to literally rescue bars that are failing, and you've seen some horrific things along the way. What's some of the most terrifying stuff you've seen that we should know about?
Oh, we've seen animals running through bars. We've seen feces in bars, bugs in bottles.
I think I've seen 2 episodes with animals. One was a horse, and then the other one was a raccoon.
Worst things that we see is glass and ice.
Glass in ice.
What a bartender will do is they'll scoop the ice out with a glass.
Right.
And then you don't know what is ice and what is glass. So if you don't see them do it, you don't know that there's glass in an ice.
You mean because the glass may have broken?
So they'll scoop it and then you'll drink it.
Okay, this is actually absolutely true. Like, I didn't expect him to. So he's absolutely right about this. I still see it sometimes. You should never scoop your ice with glass, because if it chips even a little bit, you will not know, and that can shred your insides. You can only imagine if you swallow just a piece of like a glass shard, it's just gonna go through your whole digestive system. So yeah, this is not good. Always use an ice scoop. Don't scoop ice with glass.
So is there a safe drink to order at a bar where you don't have to worry about that?
Well, pick a bar that you shouldn't have to worry about.
Right.
But a bottle of beer is always the safest.
Okay.
But if you're not sure, just get a straight spirit in a glass, because the alcohol tends to disinfect itself.
Okay.
So he's actually wrong about this. It does not disinfect itself. Most spirits are about 40% alcohol, which is 80 proof. In order to have, so I used to work in a lab, and when we sanitized like a UDF hood or tools, the alcohol we used was about 70 to 75% alcohol. Even a high proof spirit, like whiskey, they're only about 100 proof, so that's 50% alcohol, which still is not enough. So if you're ordering a straight spirit that's gonna disinfect itself, that's at least 120 proof. Like, that's beyond flammable, and it's not safe to drink, or not advisable to drink by itself, not without water or ice. So yeah, do not drink high proof spirits neat. You're probably going to get into more trouble than getting sick.
Well, you've owned 17 bars around the country in your time. Anything you did back in the day that would have landed you on this show? And be honest, yeah.
Maybe a couple. One comes to mind. Many years ago, I took over the Troubadour in Hollywood, California, which is a famous rock and roll nightclub, and the kitchen was flooded with about 4 inches of water.
The Troubadour? Wait, was that the venue that Elton John performed in the movie? His biopic?
You're known for creating, I'd never heard of this, the butt funnel.
Yes.
It's not what you think it is, audience. What is it? Explain that.
Many a marriage has occurred because of the butt funnel.
Okay.
The butt funnel is about a 30-inch opening to walk onto a dance floor. So as you and I are approaching the dance floor, I like you, I see you, I want to connect with you. So as we approach, Meredith, you have a decision to make.
Right.
Do you go through front to front with me?
Ooh.
Or do you turn around and go back to back with me?
Oh.
So
That sounds so creepy. So yeah, I looked it up. Looks like it's a term that he invented. I've never heard of anyone say that. Also, I wonder if that would be a fire hazard in some places.
Some people, including my husband, say sometimes I put a little bit too much whiskey in the Manhattan. So tell me how to do it.
Well, a Manhattan is a real classic cocktail.
Yes.
And it starts where you take a piece of orange zest
Okay.
and a cherry.
And a cherry.
And
Keep the stem on?
Yep.
Okay.
And a couple of drops of bitters.
Okay. He is not, that's classic Manhattan. No, that's not a classic Manhattan. So the orange peel or orange wedge with the cherry goes into something called the improved whiskey cocktail, which some people would order as an old fashioned. Like if you watch, so this is the history about the old fashioned. The word cocktail is defined as whiskey, bitters, sugar, and water. So before they had ice, they would actually use water. But now that ice is readily available, a lot of ingredients that uses calls for water actually are iced. So that's the original definition of a cocktail. So whenever you say a cocktail nowadays, we're generally talking about any type of mixed drinks. So the original cocktail, the whiskey cocktail, was just that. And then when air travel became very popular, all these exotic fruits would appear in the U.S. And to make the whiskey cocktail a little more fancier, they would add like fruit, like exotic fruits like pineapples or cherries. Even oranges at one time was very hard to get. So what happened was that was later called the improved whiskey cocktail. And then you have someone order a whiskey cocktail, and the bartender starts to grab the fruit, throw it into the, about to muddle it, and then the more old school guys went, no, I want it the old fashioned way. So that's where the word old fashioned comes from, old fashioned whiskey cocktail. So what it looks like here is that he's getting two drinks mixed up. It looks like he starts off with the same ingredients that you would put into an improved whiskey cocktail. So if he would have called this an improved Manhattan, maybe that would have been more accurate.
No.
Okay?
Yep. Why'd you leave
Now,
the stem in?
Let's put a little ice in it because you see, we're gonna
Why do you do
strain
it that way? All right.
This guy just talked about ice, and now he's touching the ice. Do not touch the ice. That's also unsanitary.
Okay, now we're gonna take our whiskey
Yep.
and fill your jigger, about 1.5 ounces or so.
Is that to the top of this thing?
Yep.
Okay.
Pour that in. Stir it up.
Okay.
I would not stir that way. Like I just made a video on on shoulder injuries. You should not stir that way. You can hurt yourself.
Now you don't want to bruise it, Meredith. You just want to stir
Bruise
it
what?
elegantly,
Okay,
gracefully. There we
whatever.
go. Strain it in, and you notice no glass.
Did he put vermouth? I'm going to rewind it a bit. I didn't. So did I miss something? He did not put the vermouth in. Also, when you bruise something, that usually applies to gin.
Strain it in, and you notice the stem of the cherry is not going into the cocktail.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that thing's short. That looks really short. I think unless they edited it out, but I'm looking at the vermouth bottles and they look pretty full. So I'm going to call it. He did not put the vermouth.
Put a little orange zest.
More?
One more.
Okay.
Now,
Okay, now he's definitely getting this confused with the old-fashioned. A Manhattan is supposed to be garnished with a cherry.
But where's
take a little sniff.
Oh, jeez. Smells nice.
Smell the orange and the cherry? Mm-hmm. And the bitters?
Yes, I do.
Now,
Don't you put vermouth?
some people will make the same drink and put 1 or 2 drops of vermouth in it.
I do half and half.
So he didn't put vermouth at all. I was right. This is not a Manhattan. Also, why are all these garnishes and liquor bottles on the table if they're not going to use it.
You do half an. No wonder why your husband doesn't
Oh,
like it.
really? Oh.
The most you would put in is a couple of drops. We make it this way without the vermouth, and this is a classic way of making
Oh,
it.
well,
too.
I'm going to go home and make this now for him.
Oh my God. No. That is not the classic way of making it. Sweet vermouth, it's not a few drops. It's a 2-to-1 ratio. And this is not a Manhattan. This is just whiskey and bitters. No vermouth. I've never met any Manhattan drinker that ordered a Manhattan without vermouth.
I'm going to go home and make this now for him.
And see what he says.
Yeah, and then I'm going to ask him to enter the butt funnel, right?
Oh.
Yes.
I don't think that her husband's gonna like it. Like, I think in the beginning of the video, she made it clear that whenever she makes the Manhattans wrong, the husband complained that it was too much whiskey.
Then have a great night. Jon Taffer. It should be great. Watch Bar Rescue Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern on Spike TV.
Well, there you have it. How to not make a Manhattan. And I'm not gonna tell you the recipe because I promise I would not do recipes, because you can look it up online or watch someone else's video. Well, anyways, if you guys enjoyed that, please like and subscribe, or even leave a comment on what you'd like me to react to, and I'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, and then I'm going to ask him to enter the butt funnel, right?